Another spring training is coming to a close for the Diamondbacks. The other ASU team members and I have had so much fun bringing you the inside look as your favorite team is preparing for the upcoming season. But unfortunately, our time here is coming to a close. Before we go, we would like to share with you some of our best memories covering the Diamondbacks.
I would have to say my favorite memory is using my Spanish to make professional connections with the Latin players. I figured out how useful it is to know two languages and how comfortable it makes them feel when you can speak their language and you're kind of like part of that culture. And I know they used to joke around and it was just crazy times. So
my favorite memory generally is going to be being treated like a professional. I wasn't really scoffed at. There wasn't any negative interactions because I was a student, and from players down to grounds crew to the PR staff from the Diamondbacks, I was treated like a professional.
One day I walked into the clubhouse and there was all this talk about gargoyling, and I've never heard of that, and I thought it was pretty interesting, so I decided to do my story on that day. So I interviewed a couple players, and I interviewed JJ Putz, and at the end of my interview with him, he actually took the camera from me and asked me to gargoyle, and so he got footage of me gargoyling.
My best spring training memory was definitely when I was at the Chicago Cubs field, and after I finished filming for Channel 12, I hit my imaginary home run, and I actually got to run around the bases. And as I was rounding third and headed to home, I was applauded by the rest of the staff that was left in the stadium.
The things that I enjoyed the most were the little moments we had where we got to see little things like Clementer getting pushed around in a laundry basket or talking to Brad Ziegler about Candy Crush. But the things that I will take away the most will be my locker room experience, because being a girl, I was a little more nervous than the men, obviously, but all the guys are very professional and they're very easy to talk to.
Really like the challenge of coming up with stories. It really tested my reporting skills, especially as the roster continued to get whittled down. It's really interesting, just trying to come up with something every day, especially being challenged when some days people weren't in there, stuff like that, and coming up with stories on the fly. It's really exciting, really fun, and I feel like I got a lot out of it.
We want to thank you all for joining us for the past 7 weeks. This has been an unforgettable experience for all of us. And now it's time to play ball.